Okay, so what if that was just filler for the review? Give me a break. Hey everyone, Brandon here, and well, I would just like to apologize at first hand that there's absolutely no video I can use for this review. I've looked everywhere. I couldn't find good enough quality, and not even a good trailer to use it. So, I apologize for no video on this review, and you're just going to have to settle for a poster. And so with that, today I'm going to be reviewing a film that's really outworldly. This is my review on Heavy Metal. Now, Heavy Metal is actually a Canadian animated film made in 1981 and based off a series of comics with the same name. The story follows when an astronaut brings home a mysterious item from another world to show his daughter. Upon showing her the item, it comes to life and kills the astronaut. The item calls itself Lochnar, and yeah, that's what it's called, and claims to be the sum of all evil, and then goes on to force the girl to watch several stories where the Lochnars cause nothing but trouble for the following characters in these stories. To start this review off, I would just like to say that the stories in this movie are pretty good, actually. I mean, I like how they combine the sci-fi portion of this movie with the everyday life standards that we follow by. For instance, the very first story is about a cab driver in the future who's just trying to make ends meet and keep out of any situation that he doesn't want to get himself into. But unfortunately, he's pulled into dealing with a business association involving the Lochnar. And also, the second story is about a nerdy kid named Dan who finds the Lochnar and comes in contact with him and becomes a superhero known as Den. Yeah, very much of a difference, huh? And I don't really want to tell about the rest of the stories because I want people out there to see it for themselves, but I will say the very last story, known as Tanarna, I mean, it's incredible. It's epic. I think it was the perfect way to end the movie. Now would be a good time to mention that this is not what you want to call a kid's film. I mean, this is a very mature animated film. There's blood, there's gore, there's nudity, lots of nudity, there's drug use, there's language, and yeah, it sounds like it's a lot like that one movie I reviewed, Fritz the Cat. Only Fritz the Cat is pretty tamed compared to this. Heavy Metal is 10 times worse than Fritz the Cat. And I'm just warning people out there that this is definitely not something you want to show your kids, and that some of the violence and some of the things that are shown in this movie might, put you off from watching it. The animation for this film is what you expect from 80s film. It isn't great, but it isn't bad either. It's okay. And sometimes it seems better than Fritz the Cat, but in other times it seems very lazy. And also, I think that another thing that might put people off this movie is how its story never stays on one thing. And what I mean by that is because there's several stories in Heavy Metal, that there's no real essential protagonist in this movie. And so some people might be put off by that and might shut off the film in the first 5 minutes. But I tell them, whoever's watching this review, I'm recommending that you pay attention to the story because it's really not that hard to follow, and it's very interesting. And I will admit that I was one of those people who started watching this movie back then. I was like, I can't really get into this, so I shut it off. But then my friend Miles, he really wanted to see a review done on this movie, so I'd give this film another chance. And I understood it, and I thought it may not be one of the greatest animated movies I've ever seen, but it was pretty decent. I will give the film this credit. It's that its music is fantastic. I mean, this is definitely for rock and roll lovers out there everywhere. I mean, its title speaks for itself. It's got bands like Blue Oyster Cult, Black Sabbath, Journey, and Sammy Hagar, and I've even developed a few favorite songs from watching this movie. And I like how the songs really fit into the sci-fi kind of outer-worldly element that this film puts off. In the end, Heavy Metal is what you call an underground classic, like Fritz the Cat or All Odds Go to Heaven. Some people really do like this movie, and so much so that developed a sequel called Heavy Metal 2000. And some people just really can't get into this film. I'm one of those people who got into Heavy Metal. I saw it, I understood it, but I didn't think it was anything that, incredible. I thought it was decent. And I recommend that everyone out there who wants to see something different, something new, definitely check out this film. It might suit your taste. And so with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching this review. I'd like to thank my good friend Ibanez930 or Miles for the request. And also to Miles, Heavy Metal 2000? That's a definite maybe. And so, with that, I'll see you all next time.